Hello guys! Welcome back!
Hello!
So today I'm with my dear friend Alicia.
Hello, bonjour!
And we wanted to... we can just share what we wanted to do. It's something we wanted to do since a while. And I think I wanted to do as well, and we bumped in each other with this kind of the same thing. We wanted to have a real deep conversation with you guys, and not the, how can I say in English, the
curated, the rah-rah, yeah.
Right.
We're staying away from rah-rah today.
So, exactly, we're going to stay away from rah-rah. So could you just introduce yourself, because my followers might not know you yet.
So, hello Gail's followers. My name's Alicia. I met Gail, I first spoke to Gail a few years ago through Tony Robbins. And since then we have kept in contact and have now become great friends. So yeah, we're here today having a beautiful conversation. We've met a few times now, and I've always noticed that the conversation always seems to be so soulful and so deep, and so I thought that it was really something that we needed to do and share with you guys, because I think we share a lot of good insights in private, and so hopefully we can bring that to you guys.
Yeah, awesome, thank you for that. So we did not have any to do. We wanted to be no,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, like we wanted to be authentic with you guys. We wanted to really share. So we really wanted to not prepare and be like everyone else, right?
Yeah.
It's something like we wanted to just have this conversation and kind of sharing ideas and help you think as well, like what your life is and how you see your life. So let's talk. So we just make myself comfortable. And
sorry, I have to take my shoes off here if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind having your shoes. So we were just before we put you online, we just keep back what we were talking about, and we were sharing about what everyone else do, and that was interesting. If you don't mind, we keep talking about that. I really love this conversation we just had before the live.
I think so. It's a good one. Yeah, so I think I guess the basis of the conversation was really around how the coaching and the entrepreneurial space, or maybe the business space, seems to think that it's a bit more unique or different than what it actually is.
Yeah.
And I think what we're seeing is everybody's trying to leave their 9 to 5, or then, you know what I mean, what they would consider one maybe matrix system or something, and then entering this new paradigm of self-employment and entrepreneurship, but it seems to be another matrix in itself.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because I shared something similar not so far about freedom. Like everybody's looking for freedom and all that, but now they're like they have less freedom because they are locked in their own business, whatever the business is. Their coaching business, their whatever they start, and then they're locked in it, and they convince themselves, because this is their passion.
Yeah.
That's great to do it. That's great to spend 12 hours a day, 7 days a week doing that. And for me, it's just another way of being not free, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I think sometimes maybe it's almost like a replacement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's your new addiction in a certain way.
Exactly.
Because it fuels you in a certain way.
Exactly.
And also, I think people have fallen in love with the idea that it's your passion and it's your thing, but I think on the deeper end, they've maybe fallen in love with a little bit of the money too.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Which disallows them to actually be free, because what you're doing is you're not only worried about fulfilling your passion. And there's nothing wrong with earning money, but if it's going to control your life and control you rather than you have control, then it's a problem.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that's really interesting. Like on the train coming to this chat, and I was looking at people around me, and you see all the people, they can't just not do something. Like we have been told that you have to always do something of your time. So even on the train, the people like, instead of just sitting, enjoy the trip, no, they spend time on their phone, they spend time, whatever they do, they always need to do something, right? Always have activities like
doing.
That's
nothing.
Exactly. There's too much doing instead of just being, and you summarize that very well. Like instead of just we in the world, like we've been taught that we do not have the net, no extra time. Like we should always do something of our time, which is not the human being. We are becoming human doing, but it's not our true nature. If that makes any sense.
No, for sure. And I think what you do is you miss the spontaneity of life when you're not in the moment. That's what it is. It's just about learning presence and being mindful, you know, in the moment.
Exactly.
And I think we're not being in the moment. We're always too consumed with like trying to distract ourselves here and now because we're waiting for the next moment, and we're never actually meeting it fully. And do you know what I mean? Like with real love and with real acceptance and surrender. It's always very,
It's remind me the story. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tell that.
He'll tell it fine. He's a great storyteller, guys. Can I just say he's a great storyteller.
So actually, it was a story that I've been told by one of my trainer 2-3 years ago when I learned. He said to me like, there was a rabbit, and this rabbit wanted the best carrots in life. So he looked after the rabbit field, and he looked at one carrot. He take the carrot of the seed of the soil, and look at it, and he's really happy with his carrots, right?
Okay.
And then he look around and he see another one. So he dropped this one, ran after the other one, put the other one of the soil. He see that the other one is bigger than the first one. He's even more happy. And then he look around and he see another one, right? And he dropped this second one, run after the third one. And he spent all his life running after carrots, die without any having any carrots. Because he's running after any carrots instead of enjoying the first one.
It's always the grass is greener.
The grass
That's our society now. Everything is better on the other side. Everything is better everywhere else but where you are. What can you do to get there? What can you do to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not actually just allowing you to, what can you do right now to really just be okay?
Exactly.
And fulfilled in yourself and happy.
Exactly.
Without any external circumstances or anything else. Like, just be you, because that's all you can do.
Exactly. Be you. I love that. Like we live in a world that we need some external process. Like now people are convinced, and don't get me wrong in it. I'm not saying that you should not want money or you shouldn't want the thing, but now you're convinced that if I have more money, I will have more impact in the world. Whatever impact means, by the way.
Totally.
Whatever impact means
true.
for you, by the way. But now you convince yourself, and I think happiness, fulfillment, and all that is first an inner work, if that makes any sense. Like you have to feel that, and then whatever you do on the outside, it's going to be a leverage for what it's inside first.
100%.
And people I think we are doing it the other way around. We think that we need to manage our environment first, and then it's going to be we're going to be fulfilled or whatever. Like we need more, as a coach, we need more clients, we need to get more impact. And I love this word because, it's a word, like it's a concept.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
It doesn't make any sense to anyone, but anyone can refer, yes, I want to make impact, but
And what impact as well? Like when you strip it back, I think everybody wants to be like this, like world changing, you know what I mean? The fucking new like Messiah and the new, like heaven's gift to the world. But at the same time, like your impact could be anything from small to large. You could have more impact on a person's life by sitting here having a conversation with them, giving them the time to be seen, heard and felt, you know what I mean, than you having to prioritize 1 million people because you think that that's more worthwhile. Like who's to say?
Exactly.
Who's to say that one life, you know what I mean, or one experience is any more than the other? I think we need to like humble ourselves a little bit with that.
We think like we are becoming a little bit, from my point of view, and
And I've fallen into this trap as well.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I'll be honest, guys, I have, and now I'm only just starting to realize, like, just is this, like its impact is in your being, how you show up, the energy that's felt. You know what I mean? How you make people feel is what I believe impact is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's exactly, and also like I see a lot of things like, oh, I want to impact many millions of people, and I remember that Mother Teresa said, if you want to have an impact, go and love your family.
No,
right?
totally, 100%, 100%, and it's 100%.
And many people and many of us, like healer, coach, therapist, or whoever we are, we take Mother Teresa as a model. So why don't we follow her words? Like, go and love your family.
I agree.
This is something like I really want for people to realize. And also, I realize that you can be happy in your own job. You don't have to quit your job. Just
absolutely.
If this is like something that triggers me is this is the meaning you give to what happens to you. It's not what happens to you make feel what you want. And people are like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job because my job is bad, but they don't make a meaning for that. Like, the meaning I give to my job is making me bad, instead of thinking, oh, how can I change the meaning I give to my job to make it more comfortable for me?
Yeah, that's true. And I think sometimes maybe people are, because there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of, like, everybody wants to be their own business owner now.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. It looks so sexy. They make it seem very sexy. Actually, it's not all that sexy. Like, you know what I mean? It's not fucking sexy. And I think having a stable job and having security, if that's what's most important for you, is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're making sure that your bills are paid. You know what I mean? If it brings you some sort of contentment, or that you finish work early and you get to go home and have more time with your kids or whatever else. You don't always get that luxury having a like a business.
Yep.
Your own business, and having the more larger impact you want, the more time that's going to take away from everything else that you give value to in your private life as well.
Exactly.
Unless you leverage it really well, but it gets to a certain point. And I think it's sometimes like, do what makes you happy. Don't, just because it's like the new thing, don't go jump on that bandwagon and then fuck yourself and then realize, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, before it's too late. Just be honest.
And I saw so many people like, it's like you always have this friend or yourself. You buy something new, and most of the people like, you buy a car, and it's a lemon one. You say that in English, I think, to say like it's a bad one.
Okay, lemon.
Lemon,
that's
right?
cute. Okay, yeah.
I think you said that in English.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah.
So, but nobody, once you buy something, you will say, oh, I bought this thing and it was a shitty one. It was the worst thing I bought. No, nobody said that. Everybody will say, oh, I bought this thing, it was amazing, I made this choice, I really look at everything, and I love it. Even if deep inside themselves they know that, maybe I shouldn't have bought this. But nobody will tell that. It's same for coaching. Like, once you're in it, or once you're in the business, everybody will ask you, oh, how is your business? Oh, business is great. Now I have more freedom. I feel free. I can spend time with my children, which is not always true.
True, yeah.
And and they convince themselves that that's the case. But the real thing is that as a business owner on your own, you spend hours and hours training yourself, doing the job. A lot of time on Facebook and social media now, because this is the new way of market yourself. And you're not even present with anyone because like I have to do some stuff. I have to write article. I have to write a new blog. I have to do a new video. I have to do a lot of things.
It's true. It's true.
And nobody told about that because you just jump into the business thing and you're so proud of yourself. You just spend money in that, and you're not going to tell everyone that it's not working as I thought, right?
Yeah, totally. It's not the dream that I had envisioned. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different to.
Yeah.
I think that's I actually have this same conversation with my partner, you know, because he works,
Yep.
you know, a 9 normal job,
Yeah.
and I'm a very different, you know,
Of
kind
course.
of thing. And he's not used to this world where I have to be on social media, and like, he's not a very social media kind of guy,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So when and I'll be honest, like sometimes we have a bit of, he gets upset a little bit when I'm too much busy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to focus too much, and I'm not actually being present in, or when we're on a date, you know, and I'm like answering emails or somebody's
Yep.
comments. Like, no, I want to be present with my partner
Yep.
in that moment, or with the person that I am, or the experience in the moment. And yeah, I think sometimes it takes away.
Yeah.
Like, you would be lying to yourself if you said you have to be happy with the sacrifices.
Yep.
Because there's sacrifices.
Exactly.
You know, like there's sacrifices.
Exactly. There's a lot of sacrifices, and no one told about that. Like, no one say that. Oh, you know, like to do that. Like, and I remember that Napoleon Hill book. Like, everyone quotes this book, but actually in his book it doesn't say like. He say like, if you really want something,
Yeah.
what are you going to give in exchange of this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
And this is the law of the universe.
Yeah.
There's always an exchange. It's not a trade, but there's
An exchange, 100%.
it's a turn, an
energy,
exchange,
yeah.
an energy. It's an exchange of energy. It's an exchange of that. No one told you that. Okay, you want your happiness in your business, you will have to exchange that against your time, against
and
your
also-
presence,
Yeah.
against all that.
Yep.
And we're just creating it, and we have convinced ourselves that, oh, you know, now I have my own business. I'm not trading my time against money.
Yeah.
No, you're trading your time against everything else.
Yeah, 100%. No, very true. That's exactly.
So-
it is exactly true. And I think sometimes maybe people they idolize this idea of making impact, and maybe they convince
Yep.
themselves that that's actually what they're going for. But I know, especially in having your business, sometimes your integrity can get lost along the way because other things become more important
Yep.
than staying on the vision.
Yep.
You know, and you have to continuously check in, and that's where I think a lot of people aren't doing this, especially in the coaching realm. They get they're the new big shot, and they get lost with this,
Yep.
you know. And I think along the lines, you know, things start to trade in, your integrity starts to trade in, etc., and you're no longer just going for the impact, you're going for money, but you will sell it as impact, because that's more people want to buy into this idea.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Of both, I can have both, not just one or the other. And that's where I think there's also a bit of distortion, you know, where we need to really be honest and check in with ourselves. Okay, what's my biggest driver? What's my intention behind why I'm doing what I'm doing?
Yep.
Is this truly a passion of mine, or have I just sold myself do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
The everything else. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Do I buy the dream of someone else?
Yeah.
Like, exactly the post I made, like, oh, you see those people like us. We are sitting in Sydney in a beautiful park, beaches, doing live. I think it's 11 now, while people may be working and people say, oh, look, they're free. But the reality is not always that, and you might not want that. Like, I saw a lot of posts, people traveling. Oh, look, I'm in this big hotel and all that, but this is maybe not what you want.
Very true.
Like, you deep inside you, like, oh, you saw that all around the place, so you start to convince yourself this is what you want, and it's the main call of ads. Ads, they do the same. Like,
100%.
they
It's
show you,
marketing and ads,
it's
yeah.
a marketing,
Yeah.
and they want you to believe that that's what you want,
Yeah.
but maybe not.
Yeah.
And can I share something you say to me, and I use that a lot now? Success leaves clue. You told me about that. Like, hi guys, like, hey.
I also stole that from somebody else.
Yeah, maybe
It's
maybe
not mine. I would
it's
love
not
to take
maybe, it's
credit.
not maybe her, but she, like, we were talking about success leaves clues, and that's true. And she said to me, like, yeah, and you've been successful to live your life, right? And you have many clues on how to be successful in many areas of your life. You
Yeah.
just need to focus on where you've been successful. What do you really want? What's your really passion? What's really drives you, not the shiny thing you see all around. And use what you've been successful at in the area you want to be successful there.
100. And I think what you need to do first and foremost is maybe really hone in on what does success actually mean to you. Because everybody's talking about success now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And everybody has their own attached identity or vision of what success means for them. But success is a personal thing, just like life is a personal thing. What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you, each to the individual. And so I think that's exactly the same with success, is what does it mean to you? And a lot of the way it's sold might not actually be, you know what I mean? The success that you want. Like, I want to have a business that gets to impact. I want to do what I want to do. I want to live out my passion. But I'll be honest, there's also a part of me that likes success but also doesn't. Because with success comes maintaining that success. You know what I mean? Then it's a climb up. I have to keep going. I have to keep going. And yeah, obviously I want to see how far I can push myself, but I also don't want to get lost in the journey of more and more success and what does this mean and what does that, without enjoying it as it comes, you know, or in the moment, like with all the small little wins that you get. I don't think people are like celebrating them as much, because you want to wait for the big win. And it's like, it's the small steps that lead you to the bigger things, you know?
I definitely totally agree. And this is like, I think we should like sometimes, I don't know if you know the book of Rich Dad and Poor Dad? The rat wheel?
Yeah.
I think we're just creating another rat wheel, but the golden one this time.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
It's just a bigger
one. You
one.
can see it when you unplug yourself and you really shoot. You can see it. Yeah.
Exactly. But we convince ourselves that, I'm gonna quit my rat race because I'm not going enough money. But the book has been written in the 70s, right? 70s.
The 70s, yeah.
And the guy is still working on his own business.
Yeah.
40 years later.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins, 40 years later,
Yeah.
still working on his many business, but he's still working on it.
Yeah.
Right? So what are they looking at? Because they sell freedom and they say, if you stop,
I agree. And Tony, he gets on a plane every, you know what I mean? He's here, he's there. Like, he's nearly reaching 60, 70. Like, you've got so much money. How much money do you need to just then maybe say, okay, you know what? Like,
yeah.
Because you're not doing it just for fun or for a hobby. Otherwise, you'd be doing it for free. And he's not.
Exactly.
We know it's not free.
Exactly.
Events, and we know it's not free. You're still paying, so it's not all hobby and fun, and you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Like,
There's an exchange here, the money for his time, whatever. But what I see is that people are just building their own gold wheel and they're running it. That's my point. Wow, we have covered a lot. That was interesting, right?
It was good. It was very good.
So. If you don't mind, I think we can just see who's here and if there's any questions.
I can't read. Yeah, is there any questions?
I would just take the phone from here. Sorry, guys. We're gonna move a little bit. I don't know. So
what have we got?
Hey, watching. Hey, freaking. Hello, guys. So thank you.
It's all the French people.
No,
no, I'm kidding.
There's
nothing wrong with that, guys. I love it.
Oh, there's a lot of people. I'm gonna wave everyone.
Yeah, wave.
I don't know what's
See,
wave.
this is what I'm bad at.
I don't know what's waving do actually, but I'm gonna wave everyone. Hi guys, I'm waving you.
Are you waving?
I'm virtually waving you, but I can wave you really. Hey Julie, thank you for watching. Awesome, thank you everyone.
Thank you guys.
I'm not gonna. Thanks everyone. Waving is my way of thanking you because there's a lot of you actually. I didn't realize. So, hello, who's connected? How do you know who's connected? Actually, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. I think we have done a lot today. Do you want to add anything or?
I think if we could finish off anything, it's just really about stripping everything back and just remembering to stay present and how to connect with yourself, most importantly. Because I think if you can really be strong in your being, then everything that you do is going to be magical and it's going to breathe a lot more energy than you just doing without actually allowing yourself to be first.
I love it.
Yeah,
I really love it. Just let us know, guys, in the comment if you like this format. because actually for me this was the first time.
Yeah, same.
And I actually really enjoyed it.
Same.
Sharing that with you. Let us know that if you liked it and if you want it on a more regular basis, and if you have specific topic you want to share, and next time maybe we can have some guests and all that, and yeah, let's grow that way.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I'm down.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
have a good one.
guys. Appreciate it.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.